Manchester United, who I guess helped on their way by Christian Romero, but even so won very, very efficiently, played again some very, very attractive football, and are right in the thick of it now.
Yeah, I mean, on Christian Romero first, he can be a world-class, game-changing, match-winning defender, aggressive, dominant, and then in the next breath he can be a reckless liability. The problem is for Tottenham at the moment, the reckless liability is performing more often than the world-class game-changing defender. You know, he's been made captain. And look, I've been sent off a few times and I was captain as well. So, you know, I'm not sat here from a sort of ivory tower looking down thinking that sort of everything's perfect in my world. But he's just doing it far too often. And look, you know, there's no doubt Argentinian defenders, Uruguayan defenders, I think South American defenders have that real sort of horrible, nasty way about them. I love it, by the way. There was one played for Juventus when we were playing back in the day. Oh, he's called Montero. I can't remember his name now, but he was absolutely so tough. But he got sent off about 3 trillion times. You know what I mean? Every other week it felt like. And Romero, just his teammates needed him yesterday, and he's been given the captaincy. And he's been given the captaincy to bring, maybe to calm him down, to compose himself, just to give a bit of stability. And he's really let his teammates down again there yesterday. And obviously his words earlier on the week aren't helpful either. So on and off the pitch as a captain, he's not had a great week. And that obviously makes the game a little bit more comfortable, a lot more comfortable for Manchester United. But the first goal was fantastic. I mean, both goals were fantastic for Manchester United. That
always got the balance right. You know, you can see that they're playing with confidence, and the expression side of the game is certainly there. And we need to keep that. There's things we can work on and keep improving. You know, we've been together 3-4 weeks, so we want to keep striving for more. But it's great. You know, the excitement part of the game, and goal mouth action is what we love.
Can I ask you about your goal? Off the shin, but I reckon you meant it.
Yeah, because I think that if you go with your feet, the probability of the ball going very, very high is big because it's bouncing in front of you. Some people will say that it was not meant it, but it was actually meant it because I knew the ball then would have gone straight into the floor, and Vicario there has to move with the ball, so I just tried to go across him to make him not able to jump and get the ball there, and he almost got it.
The red card is the big incident. After this week of all weeks, it's the last thing you needed, your captain needed, the club needed. Do you have an issue to solve with him now?
I just think it's the perfect storm. Of course it was today. It should happen. It is what it is. I think it's clear that the situation is. You have now seen it through 5 times just to be absolutely clear. You know, it's clearly tried to tackle the ball. The ball just left, and then it's a follow through, and then unfortunately it's a red card.
Michael, 4 wins out of 4. This is going very well. You are the form team in the Premier League right now, the most consecutive wins of any side.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. The boys are in a good place. I think you can see that spirit-wise, confidence-wise, hungry as well. And it was another good win for us today. It was tricky. It's the first half. I thought we looked dangerous. I thought it was quite open at times, and then getting the first goal was important. Managing the second half is tricky at times against 10 men, but I thought we did that largely pretty well and finished the game off. So yeah, another positive day, and one ticked off, if you like, and we move on to the next.
You're keeping it all very low key, but when you arrived, the talk was, can we get into Europe? Very quickly that turned to Champions League. Now, talking to regulars outside, they're talking about, can we catch City? Can we win the league? Is any of that realistic? But more importantly, how important is it that you've just given that belief back to players and fans?
It's not about what's realistic, it's about what's in front of us, genuinely, you know. And I understand it's gone well to start with, and we got to keep it going. So we'll see where we end up. You know, we are where we are. We got games to play like everybody else, and we're looking to win as many as we can. You know, so I'm not putting any restrictions on it or looking for a certain place in the league. I'm just looking to be as good as we can be, and in the end, that'll sort itself out. But at the moment, things are going well. The boys are in a good place, and they're hungry for more.
You were a Manchester United fan, aren't you? You had a season ticket in between your spells here. You know what it's like to... Have you?
Still got it, yeah.
So you know what it's like for the fans to enjoy themselves. And I guess the question, well, part 2 of that question is, will you be needing that season ticket next season?
I'll need it.
You set that one up.
I'll need it regardless, because there's enough people wanting tickets. So, no, listen, I'm enjoying it. You know, it's a great place to be, and I think for the supporters to be leaving here again excited and bouncing down the street and coming out of the stadium in a good way is what we that's what we strive for, you know, and they should get excited and carried away and dream, because that's what supporters, that's what it's all about. So it's up to us inside it to be a little bit more calculated, but for sure that the energy and the noise and everything, that's what this place should be. So it's a privilege for us to be here, and the boys are responding really well.
Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Stevie Nicol. A full programme of midweek Premier League games means that Manchester United have the chance to win 5 in a row. Let's just remind you how things stand in the table as they go into that clash against West Ham. Obviously 4th in the table. It's been an incredible run since Michael Carrick has taken over. As if United fans need any reminder, let's just show exactly how he's done it, of course. That win in the derby against City, going to Arsenal winning 3-2, that late victory against Fulham, and of course that comfortable victory this Saturday against Spurs. How's he done it? Well, Mario Malchio joins us, but we're also joined by Dimitar Berbatov. Dimi, what is the key? What's the secret sauce? You know Michael Carrick. How has he changed this team around so quickly?
Well, I think it's communication. If you know how to speak to the players, if yourself has been a professional football player at that level, like Michael was, I think he knows how to speak the language in a way that the players at United to feel appreciated, to trust him, and after that to get his idea and, you know, put it into play onto the pitch, because the players are the same. The players are the same, just obviously the manager is different and the system is different. But the most important things, which are the players, are still the same, and we can all see how they play now. You know, they play with flair, with belief, with confidence, with arrogance when they need to, you know, like a team, and it's a joy to watch right now. And so far in the games that we watch, we saw everything is just happening for the team, for him, and the consistency they will find, or I hope they will find until the end of the season, will be the test if Michael can get the job permanently after the end of the season.
So is it, Stevie, as simple as keeping it basic and talking to your players? That just seems not amateurish, but too simple, I suppose.
It does, it sounds like it, but it really is true. And all the things that we've said about it, and Dimitrov was talking about there, you know, driving in...
Who? Dimitrov?
Sorry, Dimi. Sorry.
It's late, don't worry.
It's my Scottish.
Yeah, he's called people worse, don't worry.
Yeah, it's simple things like driving in the morning, you can't wait to get into training, to get in the dressing room, to have a laugh with the guys, and then go out and then work hard and then get stuck into each other. Now that seems a really simple, pretty weak thing to say, but it's 100% true. As opposed to what's happening under Amorim, nobody wants to be there, nobody wants to go there, they get there as late as they can.
Let's talk about the red card before we get on to Manchester United's performance and series of performances. Christian Romero, and we heard Guy mention it there to Thomas Frank, posted after the game last week where he had to come up at half-time ill, that it was disgraceful that Spurs only had 11 fit players to select from. Now they have one fewer for the next 4 matches because he got himself sent off. Correctly, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Oliver gets it absolutely right. You can't tackle like that in today's game. And he's got to show better leadership, and he's said what he's said in whatever post he's done on Instagram or whatever it was on, but leaders are the ones who perform for the team and makes other players around them better, and now he's going to be missing for 4 games, and Tottenham just do not need that. But absolutely it was a red card. Danny?
Yeah, Thomas Frank can't be blamed for this today. He's to blame. They were in the game when he was on the pitch, and he's gone off it and give the team a mountain to climb, and you know, I'm sure 1 or 2 of the lads at half-time went in and said the piece. Well, I hope they did anyway, because it makes life really difficult.
And as the captain, this record of most red cards in the Premier League since he's made his debut in August 2021, how concerning is that? How worried should Tottenham be about that?
Very concerned.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've said it. He's going to have 4 games because it's his 2nd red card this season. So,
and he could have had 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
From Manchester United's point of view, it's another win under Michael Carrick. Nothing changes, except maybe it did a little bit, Danny.
Well, you'd have been forgiven for thinking he'd just put the same team out, same formation, and he didn't. He made a great little tweak and it worked perfectly. 11v11, United were opening Spurs up and making chances. He played Bruno and Cunha as 2 10s or 2 false 9s, whatever you want to say. He moved Mbeumo, who's been playing centre-forward out to the left, and Ahmad was on the right. And what it did with 2 intelligent players like these two, it gave the Tottenham centre-halves a real problem. Do we go in and follow them or do we drop off? Does the mid...
And the connection's great at the moment, and we've got to keep building on it.
What's it like for you nowadays, walking out and your people being around, patting you on the back, seeing the smiles again, the people you sit next to if you've got the season ticket? What does it mean to you personally? Is it a bit more than it would be for, I suppose, someone who doesn't have that connection?
It's difficult for me to say it about someone else. I think it's just, I know what it means to me, and being here and working here and being able to make a difference here is special. You know, there's no getting away from that, and winning games and feeling that atmosphere and the supporters. It can be magical, this place at times, you know, so hopefully there's more.
Thomas Frank mentions it. Let's talk about the red card before we get on to Manchester United's performance and series of performances. Christian Romero, and we heard Guy mention it there to Thomas Frank, posted after the game last week where he had to come up at half-time ill, that it was disgraceful that Spurs only had 11 fit players to select from. Now they have one fewer for the next 4 matches because he got himself sent off. Correctly, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Oliver gets it absolutely right. You can't tackle like that in today's game.
His debut in August 2021. How concerning is that? How worried should Tottenham be about that?
Very concerned.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've said it. He's going to have 4 games because it's his second red card this season. So,
and he could have had 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
From Manchester United's point of view, it's another win under Michael Carrick. Nothing changes, except maybe it did a little bit, Danny.
Well, you'd have been forgiven for thinking he'd just put the same team out, same formation, and he didn't. He made a great little tweak and it worked perfectly. 11v11, United were opening Spurs up and making chances.
Free kick. That corner that United scored was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, so well worked, so well drilled, finding an opportunity. The way in which the sort of Tottenham player at the edge of the box just got sucked in a little bit and then he played it inside him into the edge of the box. Really, really well worked. Coaching team take a massive amount of credit for that. And then I thought the second goal as well. I just loved the way that Dalot, we talked about Dalot a couple of weeks ago on here, and I got a lot of heat from United fans thinking that basically you've lost your mind. I'll say it again, I think Dalot has got something in him as a right back. Stick him at right back, keep a stable defence with Maguire, Martinez and Shaw, and I think Dalot will perform at 6 out, 7 out of 10, week in, week out, if he just simplifies his game and does what he did yesterday, just whip it into the box. It's the job of the others in there to be there. You just get it out your feet and whip it in. He put a lovely ball in, and it was a tough one for Bruno Fernandes to be able to actually manage and hit. But I'll tell you what, it was an exceptional technique. And look, I can't believe where United are.
No.
You know, if you think I watched them 6 out of those 7 games before Ruben Amorim was sacked, and the one after against Burnley when Darren Fletcher took over. And, I mean, it was terrible. It was shocking. It really was shocking. And what Michael Carrick has done, he's rebuilt trust instantly and faith. The players obviously straight away are listening. They're trusting in what the message is. And it's a complete about turn. And he's done more than that. The results are excellent. The performances are fantastic. Really good performances. Really, really good. I like what I see. He's rebuilt faith into the system of play in the 4-4-1-1 and the way in which United should always play. Cunha left, Ahmad right, Bruno close and off, and Mbeumo, the 2 in midfield. He's rebuilt faith, and I'm probably, to be fair, relating this entirely to the Kobbie Mainoo situation in the fact that Manchester United have to have faith in their academy players, but it's only one player, but he's a pretty good player. And I'm not saying that every Manchester United player that comes through the academy should get more chances than the others. They shouldn't. But they should be given a chance and a fair crack of the whip. And he wasn't given a fair crack of the whip in the first 4 or 5 months of the season. And now he's playing in there alongside Casemiro, who's having a wonderful swan song, isn't he? If you think about how Casemiro is, he almost feels free, that he knows he's leaving at the end of the season. It's an incredible swan song and his form's fantastic. But Kobbie Mainoo in there alongside him just looks so smooth, just looks so comfortable. So everything at the moment for United is looking really, really good. And yeah, they do look at the moment like they really have got an incredible chance because of the fact they haven't got the confusion and the chaotic fixture list that some of the others have. You would think that they've got a massive